Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Speakers Sitting in Chairs, Chatting on Air. We've been away for a little while, but we are back. I'm in my new office, and I'm pleased to welcome Cindy Baccus to the show. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm great. Cindy used to be Cindy. Can we say you used to be Cindy Watts? Is that okay?
Yes.
More people remember that name. You've been Baccus for a couple of years now, right?
2 years. 2
2
years.
years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're almost an empty nester too, aren't you?
Yes, we are so ready for that.
Let's see. We met through the Plano Chamber, I believe,
Yes.
initially. And was I even speaking yet when we met? I know you weren't really speaking yet.
I don't think you were. I think that was
No.
before. Yeah.
Well, I guess if we met at Plano Chamber, then I was, because I just wasn't doing it as much as I do now. I certainly wasn't calling myself a speaker.
No. And you didn't have speaker co-op or
Yeah.
you weren't
I was promoting Klein Creative at the time.
That's right. Klein Creative.
Yeah. There you go. My roommate just walked by. You might have seen his tail briefly. He'll probably be back. He likes to walk across my shoulders sometimes when I'm talking to other people that he can't see.
I love it.
So our agenda here is that we have no agenda, but we want to learn more about you and how you got into speaking and what you're speaking about and what motivates you and how you want to change the world.
All right.
And who's influencing you? You know, what are you reading? What are you watching that is having an impact?
Okay.
So first off, let's talk about how you made a decision to shift into speaking and coaching from what you were doing before.
Well, when I was working for the magazine at North Texas Kids, I was doing a lot of speaking, just sharing about the magazine and a lot of parenting tips, marketing tips for small business owners, solo owners, and really enjoying it because it really helped me see what a big impact I was making just by helping people, just by educating them and bringing them together for partnerships. And so over the years, I've always done speaking in front of groups, associations, volunteer organizations, but really decided that I wanted to make a bigger impact because I wanted to do what I felt passionate about. I wanted to add value to others.
Well, you were heavily into PTA.
Yes.
For a while, and that was did that help develop your confidence and your ability to speak in front of groups of people, or did?
Oh, you bet. You bet. When you're standing up in front of not only your board, having to kind of control the conversation and really feel confident about what you were presenting to them and feel confident in your skills to manage them, standing up before 250 family members at a PTA at a school where you just never know when someone might stand up and say something negative. You bet that's going to build your confidence. So sometimes just being with, volunteers and associations that are not necessarily anything close to what you would do or what you would speak about is good because it's great practice. That's what I really liked about it.
Got it. So can you tell us a little more about, because you left, and when you were helping people with their marketing at the magazine, you weren't getting paid for that. You were doing that so they would buy ads.
That's correct. That's
which is how you were getting paid.
That's correct. Yeah.
So you launched your own business first.
Yes. And I actually left the magazine because there was a lot of my clients telling me that, I should do this on my own and that I always think out of the box. This is a great opportunity. And I thought, gee, Manette was always promoting you fly and do something different. And she always encouraged me to do something unique. And so I kind of flew off and decided I was going to start this. But really,
and that's Manette Riordan for everybody who's watching and listening.
Right, who's now in California coaching.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Always a big supporter in everything that we did to grow and experience new things. So when I decided to branch off on my own, the best way for me to educate people about the industry was through speaking, because it gave me an opportunity to educate them.
Well, yeah, and you got to see other people using the business speaking model, and again, especially for social media and stuff like that, it's so seamless to connect people that way, because you show them you're an expert, and then they go, well, you can how can we work with you? And you tell them, well, I can teach you how to do it, or I can do it for you.
Correct. That's correct. Yeah.
And then talk about how you decided to go after something else before you picked John Maxwell. Tell us about your search, your journey to wanting to add some content that you didn't feel like you had on your own.
Well, when I was speaking for social media purposes or just marketing purposes itself, it was always about content. I always seemed to be giving them something specific that they could take and use right away.
Okay.
But when I was actually training people, because I usually train them either 3 or 6 different sessions, I was really pulling out a lot of information, asking questions, asking them about their personality, how they wanted to drive their business, really looking within themselves and putting it, within their business. Because any entrepreneur, any executive, anybody in business, if you're not working on yourself, you can't drive your business to where it needs to be. Right. So I always felt like there was something missing, but I wasn't sure what it was. I had been in oh my gosh, John Maxwell's books for years. You'll probably see the gray hair if it wasn't John Maxwell, I've been reading his books for a long, long, long time. And I've even worked with certain books with different teams that I was with. And oh my gosh, Jeff, when I got an email that said John Maxwell is having certain people become certified coaches, you could submit to become one. I was like, oh my gosh, that's something I just want to do. Oh my gosh. Not even thinking at the time that it would actually add a lot of value to what I was already doing. I mean, I never would have imagined how great it mixes together. And I couldn't do it right away. I just didn't have the time. I didn't have the funds. And thinking about it, still following. And then I saw, do you remember Elizabeth McCormick?
Of course, sure.
Love her. Absolutely love her. I met her when she first started speaking, and has seen her, speaking career just blossom. And
yeah, it was really fun to see her come through, show up at Speaker Co-op, and then how she built her business across the country. Right. And I think probably internationally now too.
Yes. And we've kept in contact over the years. And funny story, we met at Ambit Women's big conference in Grapevine. She was the keynote speaker. And I was actually speaking as one of the breakout sessions on social media. And I saw her at her table as we were all setting up. I was like, oh my gosh, Elizabeth. Hugged each other. And I looked at her table and I said, John Maxwell, why do you have John Maxwell's books? I love John Maxwell. She told me she just finished her certification. She was in the first original group that would do it, that went through it. And I said, I love John Maxwell. I've always wanted to do it. She said, Cindy, you have to do it. And went through the as to why. So, of course, my husband said, okay, let's invest in you. I invested in me. I spent, 8 months not feeling confident. I mean, my goodness, it's John Maxwell. I mean, it's like Zig Ziglar. It's like Bill Gates. It's like, who else? Steve Jobs, Guy Kawasaki. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get to meet John Maxwell and be a part of this, and talking to him, and he was answering your questions and knows you by name. It's just awesome. To the point that when I really started merging the content with the things I was already doing, it just was a perfect fit, because really building a person is what John Maxwell is all about. And what I was doing with social media is I was asking the right questions. I was bringing them to building themselves and their business. But now I actually have the true fit between John Maxwell and social media. So
Okay.
it's been phenomenal.
Got it. Which part of the Maxwell training have you been spending the most time on? Have you found people ask for more than any other part?
I would say the 21 Laws of Leadership, the mastermind group.
Go ahead and say that again. You were breaking up a little bit.
Okay. The 21 Laws of Leadership, and there's a mastermind group.
21 Laws of Leadership. Yeah.
Which is
I know that's one of your speaking topics for sure.
Yes. And 8 weeks of mastermind. I have had, oh my gosh, people have asked to go through it more than once because they enjoyed it so much. And they felt like they were held accountable for their own personal growth, which kind of makes me excited.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So how has your business changed since you started doing the Maxwell masterminds and speaking about leadership instead of social media?
Well, I do have to say that my speaking has brought more revenue than just my social media trainings and speaking. I have also found that I'm actually able to add value to more people than just the social media, because of course John Maxwell.
You have to say that again, because we're missing every other word there for us.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I break it up.
That's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm actually reaching more people with John Maxwell than I was with social media, because John Maxwell, anybody can really decide to have some personal growth, or learn more about leadership, or really self-study for a while. Whereas social media, you really have to be wanting to make a difference, really wanting to use it for a specific task or reason, not necessarily for personal growth. So.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Definitely. What else? And this is, I forget what it's called. There's a term for this when you buy a red car and all you see are red cars. What has this, since you've been taking this training and teaching it, what have you noticed around the world around you that relates to what you're doing that didn't seem to relate to it before? Is there anything that pops into your head when I ask that question? Yes.
I have actually been able to see more people that want to do personal growth. I guess people don't really just talk about it. It's not something that you just want to sit around and
maybe try leaning forward a little, maybe get a little closer to the computer. I know we did the opposite before we started recording, but I think you might be too far away from the microphone.
I know sometimes I never really had anybody tell me that they were going through some kind of personal growth, or they didn't tell me that they were involved.
Sorry, Cindy, we didn't get any of that.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's okay. I mean, we have the technology we're relying on, so we'll just have you say that again.
I guess before, personal growth isn't something you sit around and chat about on a regular basis. I guess people don't want to tell people that they're trying to improve themselves. But I have.
Well, yeah, because you think because by saying this isn't true, but
right.
People think that if you say you want to get better, that means you're not good.
Exactly. Yeah,
when we both know it's the opposite. We both know that the people who are the best understand they need coaches and development to help them get better and better and stay at the top of their game.
That's correct. Yeah, and sometimes people are afraid to say that they're getting help because that they're admitting that they're doing something wrong. And it's really not that. But now that I actually talk about personal growth and leadership and really trying to take it to the next step, more people have come out and said, oh yeah, I've had a personal coach, or I've had a mentor, or I've gone through a program like that, and I'm always looking for a program. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
And there's an ongoing thing with coaches and with counselors and therapists and all that, their patients and clients hesitate and rarely give them credit. To their face, they'll say, "Thank you so much. You've helped me so much." But they don't then go out on Facebook or whatever and say, "Cindy helped me so much with X, Y, and Z."
Right.
because they don't want people to know they needed the help, I guess. I'm sure there's some psychological answer for that, but
it's almost like
but it does such a disservice to the person who really helped them. Because and then they will tell their best friend or whatever, you should go get help. You should go get this person to help you because they helped me so much. But they won't tell the world as if somehow they're diminished by having gotten help.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is. One way I've really been struggling in how to spread the word as to trying to reach as many people as possible. And that's why this year I've decided that we're going to do the big event in October with John Maxwell and try to get as many people there as possible. Because then it's not as if it's one-on-one. It's not really okay, there's something wrong with you. People will come in groups. And they'll come because their business wants them to come.
Well, yeah, well, that's actually, not necessarily a bad thing to have a certain percentage of people in the room who not necessarily don't want to be there, but didn't volunteer to be there.
Correct. Yeah.
And usually they'll come around if they didn't want to be there. When you have good presenters like you're going to have, for sure.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be fabulous. I can't wait.
It is exciting to be able to have a big event, it's your baby.
Yes. Big commitment.
Well, you're getting rid of your other babies, so you needed another one.
I know. Yeah, because I'm not volunteering as much anymore. It's like, okay, I need something to do.
That's funny. So tell me about the groups you really want to be in front of. I mean, I know, but tell everybody else who you're really enjoying talking to leadership about.
Let's see. I'm really
about leadership.
I'm really enjoying when I speak to groups of like businesses. So for instance, direct sellers, if I talk to them all at once, associations all at once.
Okay.
Those are great because we're actually able to do a lot of brainstorming and action plans that are very similar, but then again, a little bit more unique depending on the person.
Yeah. Well, you can sink your teeth into the ideas and stuff there too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very fun. Very cool. So one of the other things we talk about on the podcast is what you're consuming, whether it's books you've read, TV, radio, podcasts, entertainment, and education. It's not just about what it is you're doing for personal development, what's making you laugh lately or sit on the edge of your seat.
Well, you will laugh. Some of the fun things, I'll talk about fun things first. Some of the fun things that really helps me laugh and kind of get out of sorts. One, I love to watch those reality shows, the housewives, the variety of housewives.
Yeah.
Yep, love those. That definitely gives a different look on life. It really makes
Now I got a really great tip from Robert Parkerson, and I think you saw Robert when he spoke at Speaker Co-op a few months ago.
Loved him.
And he tells his clients to do this too. He watches the reality shows that are about building business. So I've started watching like Shark Tank. Yeah. I've started watching Bar Rescue.
Oh, I love Bar Rescue.
Yeah, I can't get into the Hell's Kitchen, that guy, because he doesn't come in. Maybe his intent is to help people, but that's all kind of overblown to me.
Right.
But Bar Rescue, the guy genuinely wants to help people.
Yes. Have you watched The Prophet?
I've really been enjoying that.
Have you watched The Prophet?
What was that?
The Prophet?
I've heard about The Prophet. I haven't watched it.
Okay, you need to watch that one. He really,
Okay.
yeah, he really seriously wants to help the people, and he really tries to find out the underlying reasons for the things that they've done to their business to make it unsuccessful, so that he can fix it.
Okay.
Whether it's relationship between brothers, whether it's, you know, a relationship between vendors, it really is not just about the business itself. Kind of like Bar Rescue, where John Taffer, you know, he'll yell at you to try to get you to come down to the level that he needs to train you, to teach you, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are just not trainable. They won't release control.
Right. They need to be yelled at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our client, we don't get away with that, do we?
No.
Yelling at our client.
Absolutely.
Maybe all we need is a camera crew. If we get a camera crew to follow us around, then we can yell at our clients.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we need.
Maybe there's something. Yeah, maybe there's something to that.
Now, some of the other things that I absolutely love to follow that are really good, educational wise, Guy Kawasaki is one of the gentlemen I follow for social media. He actually is very good with Google Plus. Mari Smith, of course, for Facebook.
Mark who?
Mari Smith. That's M-A-R-I Smith. Mari.
Okay.
It's a woman. And then Social Media Examiner.
Media Examiner. What is that?
You will laugh. Okay. I found them when they first started. And the reason why I started following them was because their header was this beautiful graphic that was cartoonish, that had a little guy in the jungle. You know, he was going through the jungle. He's an examiner. And I thought, this is so cute. That's why I started following it.
Okay.
And they have turned out to be a conglomerate, if you will, of all of these experts. And they bring in CEOs, marketing executives from these big, huge companies. And they tell you their experiences and things that are new and fresh. There's case studies. And they have a biannual now event that I go to virtually. It always happens in San Diego, but I buy a virtual ticket so that I could attend a whole week's worth of sessions. And
cool.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
All right, so we got to get you on the roster as a speaker out there.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Awesome. And then
I help Cindy with her booking, just so everybody knows what we're talking about there.
And then also, of course, John Maxwell with his leadership. He is always bringing out new books and new curriculum. There's workbooks and audiobooks and 90-day workbooks that you can work through if you want something specific. And so I always seem to be working on something new, which really keeps me on my game. And it has taught me a lot. Also, I love quotes.
Yeah.
So I will pick up quotes. In fact, you'll laugh. We bought this yesterday. Positive quotes for every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got it at Barnes & Noble's, and it's got a positive quote every day with, almost like what you're going to do for that day. So it tells you, but then it also tells you what you're going to do today, which I really like. I'm a very positive person, so I love these kind of books.
Oh, that's great. Well, and that's, again, that's one of the social media lessons, is that you don't have to create all the content you put out. No. You just have to put out content that relates to what you want people to know, and you can use quotes from people that relate to what you're teaching. No matter what your expertise is, you can find stuff that relates.
Oh, you bet.
You can just, and if Google knows everything. If you put quotes about farming, you'll get quotes about farming.
That's right.
Sales quotes, leadership quotes, team building. I mean, all that stuff just, there's no shortage of that content out there.
No.
And it'll be everything from, the Bible to Benjamin Franklin to John Maxwell or Guy Kiyosaki or,
Yes.
people that, it's just amazing. I found, I was speaking on MLK Day last year, and I've been using Zig Ziglar's quote about if you give up enough other people what they want, you'll get what you want.
Yes.
Well, Martin Luther King has a similar quote. And I started, and I used it on MLK Day intentionally, but my intention was to start using it, other times instead of the Ziglar quote, because nobody gets tired of hearing about Ziglar, because especially spent so much of what we do, you and I, is here in Dallas, where his business was.
Right.
But having, it's nice to have somebody reinforce the same message.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
In
fact, this is my favorite Zig Ziglar quote. The elevator to
hold it up longer. Yeah, hold it up longer. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, the elevator to success. You have to read it, or the picture goes away. Go ahead.
The elevator to success is not running. You must climb the stairs.
He was a good man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's really good stuff. Really good content. And of course, the family's carrying the baton, as it were, here locally. So, So what's making you laugh? What are you watching? Is there anything that's making you laugh?
Well, I love comedians, so we actually have been going to certain comedians that we enjoy every time they come to Dallas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, Joe Rogan is one of them.
Okay.
Like things a little bit unique and different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been watching At Midnight on Comedy Central. I don't know if you've caught that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, add it to your recordings, to your DVR.
Okay.
Because it's a half hour of comedians making fun of the internet for points.
Oh, I love it.
And it's hosted by one of my favorite people as a fan, Chris Hardwick, who I got started listening to the Nerdist podcast. But we remember him from the host of Blind Date, not Blind Date. What was the show? It was Blind Date, wasn't it? Where there were 50 guys and 50 girls on MTV.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Blind Date. Yeah. Yeah, that was his. That's where everybody knows him from, but he's a stand-up comedian. So he started this podcast, and he wound up building a network of podcasts because he got it just exploded. And then he somehow got a deal with AMC where he did Talking Dead and Talking Bad, where they did shows about, talk shows right after every episode of Walking Dead and every episode of Breaking Bad. And they waited to watch the show with everybody else. So then they talked about it because they just seen it.
Yeah.
So they were live shows.
Yeah.
It was great. Just really, really nice to see a nice person succeeding at something that he just started doing for fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Have you ever watched Art Man?
No, I don't know about Art Man.
Oh my gosh, we laugh. Oh my gosh, we laugh.
Where's Art Man? Is
Art Man?
Adult Swim or?
And it's MANN. Art Man.
Okay.
He actually, just for the fun of it, was going to various events throughout the United States that has a lot of drunk people on it.
I have seen. What's his show? That's not the name of his show, though. What's the name of his show?
Art Man. Art Man Presents. Art Man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen him. I've seen him doing the drunk interviews, and what I saw his awards show at one point. Yes, but it wasn't. The show's got a different name, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I've seen him, and the award show was perfect because I'd never seen any of his stuff, and it was clips. It was like best of clips and stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's so hilarious because he goes to the events that has a lot of drunk people. So he
Oh
goes,
yeah,
yeah, it's awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Like he goes to Burning Man and he goes to South by Southwest and all the music festivals and
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that is definitely entertaining stuff. I want to plug a couple of podcasts while we're here.
Okay.
The Gist with Mike Pesca is really fun. It's on every day about 5 or 5:30. I usually listen the day after for less than 30 minutes, and it's topical and it's entertaining and it's just fun. And then a couple of people I was just on recently on the Starters Club with Erin Smith, she's a social media guru, but the Starters Club is all about, business people who are starting their own businesses. And we had a lot of fun. We talked about speaking for business. And another friend plug is the Leader's Bookshelf with Frank Gustafson, because on that, he's reading a book every week. So you don't have to. I have not read all the books on my bookshelf.
Me neither.
Although actually the books we're looking at right now are mostly reference books, but the shelf below, these are books by people I know down here.
Yeah.
All of these, and I've read some of all of them, but I haven't read all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my people I know bookshelf. So they're all personalized. They're all autographed to me. But anyway, so what do people need to know about Cindy that we haven't talked about today?
Well, I don't want to talk about my skeletons, Jeff.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, let's see. What would people? Well, I mean, I think one of the things that I would love people to know about me, if they don't know anything about me, is that my passion, I am very, very lucky to be able to be living my passion, which is adding value to others and helping others. It's just what I like to do. And I would be so intrigued and excited to be helping anybody, really. I just am. I am at that point where if I'm not doing that, I'm not having fun. And, why work if you can't have fun?
Well, there is that. Or at least why not work? Why work for yourself if you're not enjoying it? That's for sure.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I have seen some entrepreneurs not really enjoy being an entrepreneur and go back to
yeah. Those are those folks who didn't realize they were buying a job.
That's right.
And yeah, we've tried to help them. We definitely have.
Yeah.
And you definitely have a giving spirit. That's one of the reasons we're friends.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Cindy's website is outatheboxmarketing.com, and it's OUTTA, outatheboxmarketing.com. And she is guru at outatheboxmarketing.com. And so you can find her there. You can find her on Speaker Co-op and all over social media. So check out Cindy Baccus, and she will teach you to be a leader. She'll teach you to be a team member, and she'll teach you how to let the world see you on all the interwebs, all the social media stuff. Your book, tell us your book title.
Oh, my book title is Facebook Made Easy. It's a step-by-step guide on how to use Facebook, the personal profile.
And they can get that at outatheboxmarketing.com.
Yes, they sure can. Yep.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for being on Speakers Sitting in Chairs, chatting on air today.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. Thanks so much.
We'll see everybody next time.